My name is Brittany, and this is Matthew Craven. We're dairy farmers. I also work off the farm full-time at Manotick Tree Movers.
What I like about dairy farming is I get to work at home. Don't have to deal with driving in traffic, but I do like to be at home is a big thing, be a part of the family close by. We've been dairy farming now for, I guess we're in our 9th year since we started. Before we started dairy farming, I drove a big truck for, I guess, about 15 years or so.
And I was a stay-at-home mom.
I always wanted to milk cows. I did milk cows for a few years after I finished high school, and it was something I always wanted to do. So we're fortunate enough to get the opportunity to do it. So, yeah.
The transition, I would say, was for me a steep learning curve. I had never milked cows before or grew up on a dairy farm, so I didn't. Well, as much as Matthew would explain it to me, he'd say, well, there'd be this much work, this much commitment. Like, really, you're at the farm 24/7, 365, and I understood it in my mind, but you don't really understand it till you're doing it. It was, in the beginning, Matthew did the chores like milking morning and night on his own, and then he had pulled a muscle in his back, I don't know, about a year in, maybe a little less, and then I started coming in the morning, and then it just stuck. I've been coming in the morning ever since. So we milk at 4 in the morning and 4 in the evening, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, so there's no holidays or breaks. It's a good thing, it's just, you definitely sacrifice when you do this job. The two of us have not been on vacation. Well, we went to a wedding, how many years ago was that?
5 years ago.
In Halifax, we were gone for 23 hours. I love the cows. I love that we have a family farm. I like that we can help provide food for people. But I also like that our kids get to grow up on a farm. There's lots of times they have to make sacrifices, for sure. There's times where, we have plans to go out somewhere and then something happens in the barn so they can't go, but at the same time, I think it's a great place to be brought up. You learn lots of good things, hard work, but at the end of the day, it's all about really the love. We get to work together, him and I, but also the kids pitch in. They all have their chores that they do, and they're always excited when there's a new calf born, getting to name a new calf or doing things like that. So yeah, there's lots of days, it's hard and long, but at the end of the day, it always feels like you're home and what you're supposed to be doing.
The kids like being on the farm for the most part. They do miss going away on holidays. That's one thing that they do say that they
definitely
miss.
This year, especially, they're like, everyone gets to go to Florida or whatever, and we don't get to do that. So that's something that I would say
we try to make
but
home life as fun as we can make it for them.
I'd say if anyone's facing a big choice or big decision, what we did before we chose to do this, we spent a lot of time talking about it, but we also spent a lot of time in prayer about it. We definitely, it was Matthew's dream, which I caught, and it was something that he wanted to do forever, and it was a hard thing to get to. When you want to milk cows, you can't just decide, I'm going to do it and start tomorrow. There's a big process where you have to apply, and there's a program called the New Entry Program. So through that program, you have to have a 10-year business plan. You have to have it backed by your accountant. You have to have all your funding set up, and then it's done by lottery once you pass the initial initiation. So we applied 3 years, and then the third year we were like, we'll give it one more try it out, and we found out on Christmas Eve, actually, that we got in that year. So we also had prayed, because with that program, you could find out, say in December, and then have to start milking in March, and we needed to do a lot of work, find cows, do stuff like that. So we had really prayed to a multi-prayer that God would, A, let us be able to milk cows, and then B, not make it March, because we didn't know how we would do it. So we found out in December, and we didn't have to start till the following November. So it was basically all the ducks fell in a row, or really it was God. And then everything fell into place after that. We were able to find a whole herd of cows, not have to take pieces from different places. We were able to find milkers from someone that we knew, so we knew they'd be in good condition. There were just a lot of blessings after that. It wasn't just one, it was many. So yeah, I would say if you're in a big decision or looking down, making a big decision or life change, pray. Because obviously God didn't think it was time for us those first 2 years, but on year 3, he's like, okay, here guys, so. Yeah.
pretty well said it all, I guess.